Hey, how's it going everyone? I'm Martin and welcome back. So in today's video I have just a quick little roundup of some tidbits of info that have come out in the past day or so. So right now there's an event going on called San Diego Comic Con and Bungie had a presence there. In fact they held a panel which unfortunately wasn't live streamed, but thankfully my good friend Bungie Informer over on Twitter, he was at the event, he was able to attend and he was live tweeting the whole thing, and there's some really interesting stuff that was talked about and shown at this panel. So for the most part they talked about developing the story of Destiny 2, they talked about Gaul and the Light, things that I've already heard before, saying how Gaul considers himself to be this sort of knight that's rescuing the Traveller and putting it at the centre of his universe, and rectifying an injustice because he believes that the Traveller should have picked the Cabal. But more interestingly, they talked about cutscenes and apparently even showed some. According to the tweets from Bungie Informer, Bungie said on the panel that there are going to be 50 plus cutscenes in Destiny 2. That is way more than we ever had in Destiny 1. That is ridiculous. And they've been constantly talking about how Destiny 2 is just full of story, all throughout the world, just everything, story everywhere. So that is really exciting to hear. And apparently, according to some of these other tweets, a Zavala trailer was shown, cut together from the prologue, which was the trailer that we saw at the Destiny 2 reveal event, and other cutscenes we've seen. And this was followed up by another tweet, which this could potentially be a spoiler, although personally I don't think it's that much of a spoiler. It doesn't reveal anything, it's just sort of something cool that happens in a cutscene. But in case any of you still don't want to hear what happens in the cutscene, do skip ahead by a few seconds. A clip showed Zavala kneeing a Cabal, disarming it and taking its gun to turn it around on other Cabal. Now that sounds badass. I honestly can't wait to see what kind of cutscenes are in Destiny 2. I really hope we get to see a lot more action cutscenes of the Vanguard actually fighting. So moving on now, we actually have another tweet that came from the CEO of Activision, Eric Hirschberg, and this is what he said: Destiny 2 open beta starts today, let's take care of some sweet business, and he attached a photo of himself actually holding the exotic auto rifle Sweet Business. But what's more interesting about this photo is where he's standing. In the background there's a lot of rubble and fire, and it looks like he's on some kind of film set. So this has got me thinking that Bungie could be working on their next live action trailer for Destiny 2. They've usually done live action trailers in the past for most major releases. Originally there was the Law of the Jungle trailer, which was released way before Destiny 1, back when it had just been announced. And then for the Taken King they released another one called Evil's Most Wanted. So I wouldn't be surprised if we're going to see another one somewhat soon for Destiny 2. Now lastly for this video is something that me and a couple of friends were actually talking about the other day when we was just exploring Nessus in the Destiny 2 beta, and we was wondering just how big Nessus might actually be and how much explorable space there was going to be. Thankfully, somebody's actually compiled together a bunch of different images from the different trailers of the world map for Nessus into one big thing to give us an idea of what the full map will look like. And from this we can actually get a pretty good idea of how big this map is going to be. Now credit goes to whoever made this image, though I'm sorry I don't actually know who put this together because I've seen it a bunch of different times in different places and I don't know who put this image together, but on the off chance that you're watching this video, thank you, this is a super helpful image. So the name of the area that we get to play in the beta is called the Cistern, and if you look on the map you can see it there in the bottom left corner. It takes up maybe a quarter, not even a quarter, it's less than that. So if this is just maybe a quarter of the area, then this is actually going to be a pretty big map from the looks of it. And also keep in mind that this is just the surface as well. These areas are also going to include things such as lost sectors, and you can see there's the Well of Flame that people have been glitching into and investigating in the beta, and that area actually goes deep underground as well, so there's going to be sort of hidden dungeons and underground areas all throughout the map as well, so not just the surface. Anyway, that is all I have for this video. It was just a few small things I wanted to go over. As always, I do hope that you enjoyed this video and found it informative. Thank you all very much for watching, and I'll talk to you next time.